All right, let's see if we can do this. Hopefully I don't have any interruptions this time. Okay, can everybody still see the welcome sign? Everybody can still hear me? Okay, let me double check here. Yay, all right, yay! Ah, can't believe it worked. All right. Okay, so welcome everyone. So glad that you have joined me tonight. And, until recently, gut health really wasn't understood very well. And now we're beginning to appreciate the complexity of the interaction of the gut that it has on every aspect of our life and our bodies. So obviously, our gut affects our skin. So I'm really excited to talk to you tonight about that. So let's get started. There we go. So let me ask you, have you spent a ton on skincare? I know in the past I have. And if you're anything like me, that answer would be most definitely yes. So some products may help us for a short time, others may not. A recent skin store customer survey found that an average consumer spends about $8 a day on our skincare. And that is by applying 16 different products even before we leave the house. And if you think about it, you got your shampoo, your conditioner, your soap, your lotions, your makeup, your whatever you use, that's about 16 products before you even leave the house. And what if you could achieve that, achieve the skin that you really want from the inside out? And wouldn't that save a lot of money and a lot of time and frustration? So by improving your gut health, you can naturally achieve a healthy, glowing skin. So did you know that our skin is actually an organ? I know most of you probably already know that if you're a patient of ours. The average person's skin could cover over an area of 2 square meters and accounts for approximately 15% of our body weight. That's a lot, making it the largest organ of our body. Unlike other organs, the skin covers the outside of our body, acting as a barrier to protect our internal organs from outside harm. The scientific term for this organ is epidermis, which is the outermost layer of the skin, and that's what we can touch and see. So the skin has multiple layers with various functions, and let's take a deeper look into that. So the skin is made up of 3 prominent layers: the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis, which is most commonly known as the subcutaneous tissue. So the epidermis makes the outermost layer of the skin to provide a waterproof barrier. This layer of the skin is absent of blood vessels, and the palms of the hands and the bottoms of the feet are made of additional layers called the corneum and the lucidium, where the epidermis is thicker. The dermis is located just below the epidermis, containing connective tissue, hair follicles, and sweat glands. This layer cushions the body from stress and strain. And the dermis also houses a number of nerve endings responsible for our sense of touch. Blood vessels located in the dermis provide nourishment and waste removal. The hypodermis, or the subcutaneous, is made up of a deeper subcutaneous tissue, or fat, and connective tissue. Technically, this layer is not part of the skin. Its purpose is to attach the skin to underlying bone and muscle, as well as supplying it with blood vessels and nerves. So skin performs many essential functions, such as protecting from pathogens and creates a barrier between the internal and the external environment. The many nerve endings located in the skin react to temperature and touch, pressure, vibration, and tissue injury. The temperature regulation is an important function containing a large blood supply to either warm or cool the entire body and maintain an adequate temperature. Sweat glands, for example, are located in the skin as means for cooling the body and excreting toxins, which I got my little detox drink right here. The skin also is a storage center for fats and water, which provide a unique environment for synthesis of vitamin D, which is essential. The water-resistant barrier of the skin allows nutrients to remain in the body to eventually be absorbed by other organs. So the skin houses three main ecological areas: moist, dry, and sebaceous, where a rich environment of microbes thrive. Okay, so that's why I say do not use those hand sanitizers. We need our skin flora. Around 1,000 species of bacteria have been identified just on our skin. This has been such a major area of interest. The National Institutes of Health launched a human microbiome project to identify and characterize the microorganisms which are found in association with body health, both health and diseased humans. Skin flora is typically non-pathogenic, meaning non-harmful bacteria. The rich diversity of skin flora prevents pathogenic organisms from colonizing our skin surface. So skin flora is under examination for additional benefits, such as those found from gut flora, which we will discuss further in just a few moments. So skin is typically characterized by 4 types: normal, dry, oily, or a combination. The category normally, this refers to a well-balanced skin, referring to the balance of sebum. And this is achieving normal skin is the goal for most products. That's what the products are wanting to do for you. They want to balance that out. So dry skin lacks sebum needed to retain moisture. Sebum also acts as the protective shield against external influences. Problems related to dry skin are a common complaint and account for about 40% of visits to dermatologists. Dry skin is more sensitive to irritation, redness, and a risk for infection. The hands, feet, elbows, and knees are particularly prone to areas of dry skin, such as roughness, calluses, scaling, frequent itchiness, chapping with tendency to have cracks on it. Oily skin, on the other hand, is just the opposite, with the overproduction of sebum, leaving the skin feeling kind of greasy and looking shiny. Oily skin can be caused by genetics or hormonal imbalances or even stress, or even if you're not eating properly. Combination skin consists of both dry and oily skin. Oily areas usually make up what is referred to the T-zone, the forehead, chin, and nose, while the cheeks may be a little drier. So skin conditions may vary and are influenced by both internal and external factors. So the GI tract is made up of everything from the mouth through the anus. The body is home to a variety of bacterial ecosystems. The gut, known as the small and large intestine, has its own microbiome of bacteria not found anywhere else in the body. There are over 400 bacterial species, mainly found in the lower bowel. The stomach is more acidic, housing, it should be anyway, it should be more acidic, housing limited amounts of bacteria. The gut is responsible for absorbing nutrients, housing both helpful and harmful bacteria and excreting waste. The primary function is to absorb the nutrients from your food so that your body can function optimally. Improving gut function and health has been significantly shown to improve skin health, immune function, mood, and energy levels. Because the skin and the gut health share a number of similarities, we know that there is a gut-skin axis. Both host individual microbiomes and play key roles as defenders against pathogens invading from the outside environment. So the health of your skin is dependent on what's happening in your gut. Numerous studies show treating gut issues also treats skin issues. There are many strains of bacteria living in the gut, which can be divided into two categories. These so-called good bacteria, such as probiotics, and these so-called bad guys. There needs to be a balance between the bacteria found in the gut for the proper digestion of foods and the synthesis of vitamins for your body's needs. For instance, if you don't have enough good bacteria, you're not going to be able to absorb any kind of B vitamins, which are essential. However, when the bad guys take over, this can result in a number of underlying gut issues, and we all know that. One of the many functions of the gut is to create a barrier, keeping things out. In a healthy gut, nutrients can enter, but toxins and other harmful elements cannot. So let's take a look at some of the gut conditions related to skin issues. So some common gut imbalances include small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO. This occurs when bacteria from the colon forms in the intestines where it doesn't belong. Gut dysbiosis, this creates an environment where harmful bacteria take over. This increase in harmful bacteria has been shown to play a role in many common skin issues. Hypochlorhydria, this refers to when someone doesn't produce enough stomach acid. And we tell you guys how important stomach acid is. This condition is commonly seen in people with skin issues such as chronic facial redness. That could be also some that can cause other issues either. H. pylori, things like that. Parasites or yeast infections can be a source of persistent inflammation in the gut axis as well. And each of these conditions can lead to leaky gut syndrome. So leaky gut syndrome is a consequence of various bacterial imbalances in the gut where the bacteria attacks the gut wall, disrupting the barrier protection. Substances that can leak into your body include bacteria and viruses and fungi, incompletely digested food. So then you start having food sensitivities where you can't eat the same food. You have to eliminate those. Toxins from bacterial metabolism. Consequences can be severe. Chronic inflammation can occur, placing additional stress on the skin. Food allergies can develop as the immune system starts identifying food particles as invaders. So nutrient deficiencies can also result in the incomplete digestion of your food. So due to extensive research on gut flora, we now know many conditions are either caused or worsened by improper balance of bacteria in the gut. Some skin conditions specifically caused by poor gut health include acne, facial redness, eczema, psoriasis, dry skin, rosacea, dermatitis. The list can go on and on. And these are common conditions many individuals experience. Skin conditions are typical symptoms of something else going on in the body. We always say everything else is connected, right? Such as various gut imbalances that we just mentioned before. So acne is the most common skin condition, affecting about 85% of people at some point in their life. While it was once believed that eating greasy foods such as French fries led to acne, we now know that intestinal microflora is the blame in many cases. One study examined a group of acne sufferers and found SIBO in over half of that group. The SIBO patients were divided into two groups, one treated with intestinal microflora correcting agents and the other without. So it was just, there was no treatment. The treated group recovered from the acne twice as fast. So another study examined the effect of fermented beverages such as kombucha or kefir on the acne. They found that the fermented beverages reduced inflammatory acne by 40% compared to the placebo group. Other studies show that SIBO is 10 times more prevalent in rosacea acne sufferers than in healthy controls. The research is clear. There is definitely a connection between the gut bacteria and acne. So I think we all can kind of understand that. Digestive enzymes are necessary for the breakdown of our foods. A lack of digestive enzymes has linked to poor absorption of fat and protein, which are both essential for healthy skin. When fat and protein isn't properly broken down and absorbed, the skin can become dry, resulting in conditions such as eczema and psoriasis. And also know this, that if you have had your gallbladder taken out, you are no longer able to break down those fats and the proteins like that you actually need, vitamin D, E, K, F. So if you have had your gallbladder taken out, please let us know so that we can get you on a product that will actually help you start breaking down those essential nutrients because there is still hope. You definitely need a way to break those down because you need those essential vitamins that are fat soluble. So digestive enzymes are mostly produced in the pancreas and the endocrine glands and secreted in various varying points along the gastrointestinal tract. There are a total of 22 different digestive enzymes. The following are the most commonly discussed. Amylase, which helps with carbohydrate digestion, and that starts in the mouth. Lipase stimulates the breakdown of fats. Cellulase supports digestion of fibers. Lactase breaks down milk and sugar, or lactose and dairy. Maltase converts complex sugars from grains to glucose. Phytase aids in digestion overall and supports the production of B vitamins. And protease, which is responsible for the breakdown of proteins. So sucrase is actually accountable for the digestion of most sugars. So the following are recommendations for improving digestive enzymes. Eat a variety of raw foods, including raw cultured dairy and raw Manuka honey. How many times do we talk about that? Soak, sprout, or lacto-fermented nuts, seeds, grains, and legumes. Correct magnesium deficiency. So if we have a magnesium deficiency, we need to correct that. Supplement with digestive enzymes when necessary. You can also add in the organospore capsules. This definitely helps regulate inflammation and adds in some good germ to the body. So here is a list of healthy foods to help improve your gut and skin. Bone broth. How many times do we talk about bone broth? This contains collagen, making it great for healthy skin and gut. fermented vegetables such as sauerkraut, and I'm talking about live sauerkraut, the kind that you find in the refrigerated section. Kimchi, these are great ways to boost your microbiome and beneficial probiotics. Swedish bitters is an herbal tonic which is effective in healing chronic infections and balancing low stomach acid production. Fermented drinks such as kefir or kombucha, these are rich in beneficial probiotic lactobacillus, but we need a little bit more than just one strain, but it's a good start. And it's been shown to improve complexion and with consistent use. Coconut oil actually has an antimicrobial benefit, and its makeup of fats are essential for healing the gut-skin axis. We always love coconut oil. So polyphenols are plant compounds that are not fully digested. So they make their way to the colon where they can be digested by gut bacteria and increase the quality of bifidobacteria and lactobacilli. So good sources of polyphenols include cocoa, C-O-C-O-A, not the cocoa from Hershey's, okay? There's a difference. Grape skin, green tea, especially if it's from Organo, almonds, and you want raw almonds, onions, blueberries, and broccoli. Those are all really great polyphenols. So whole grains contain a ton of fiber and non-digestible carbohydrates such as beta-glucans. When carbs aren't broken down fully, they enter the large intestine where they can be broken down by their microbiota and promote the growth of beneficial bacteria such as bifidobacteria, lactobacilli, and bacteroidetes. There are 3 components which make up grain, and the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. However, refined grains have 2 components removed, okay? Examples of whole grain include whole wheat, oats, organic, always, no matter what I'm talking about, organic, okay? Rye, barley, brown rice, and quinoa. Those are actually good sources of whole grain. Prebiotic foods are those that feed the healthy bacteria known as probiotics. Prebiotics promotes the growth of beneficial microbes in the gut. They mainly consist of complex carbs or fiber, which the body cannot digest. Instead, bacteria break them down for fuel. Numerous studies have reported that prebiotics can promote the growth of many healthy bacteria, including the bifidobacteria. Foods that are high in prebiotic fiber and support a healthy gut include legumes, oats, bananas, berries, asparagus, dandelion greens. I love dandelions. Do not spray them. We need our dandelions. They're really good for the liver. They're good for the bees. We need those. Garlic and leeks, and even onions. Those are all good prebiotic foods. So fermented foods are rich in lactobacilli and beneficial bacteria. A diet rich in fermented foods have been shown to improve good bacteria in the gut while also reducing the bad guys. How many times do we talk about eating your fermented foods every day? A study examining individuals consuming plain natural yogurt regularly have been found to have fewer Enterobacteriaceae, a bacteria associated with inflammation that can increase chronic diseases. So numerous studies have found that fermented foods enhance the function and composition of the microbiota. Common fermented foods include the plain grass-fed natural yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, kombucha, and even tempeh. So foods to avoid, and of course, you know what I'm going to say, high sugar, high bad fats are shown to impact the gut bacteria negatively, allowing the overgrowth of harmful species. Additionally, the studies on artificial sweeteners have found that they can negatively affect the gut microbiota as well. So avoid refined grain products such as wheat, flour, white rice. This is also high in arsenic, so we do not want to have that in our body. Enriched breads, don't eat those. Other inflammatory foods that negatively affect the environment in our gut include gluten. We talk about that a lot. Dairy, corn, soy, caffeine, and alcohol. Those are all foods that you want to avoid. So when a compromised gut is suspected, the following supplements can help to restore proper balance. L-glutamine. This is essential amino acid known to repair the gut and the intestinal lining. Licorice root. This is an adaptogenic herb that helps support the body's natural processes for maintaining the lining of the stomach. N-acetylglucosamine, NAG. This is a chemical found naturally in the body. Low levels can contribute to leaky gut. So supplementation can help protect the lining of the stomach and the intestines. Hypochloric acid, HCl, okay? If you are experiencing low stomach acid, this supplement can aid in the process of breaking down the proteins so that you can have pre-digested, it can get broken down and pre-digested before it enters into the intestines. Probiotics are always a great option. Probiotics are live organisms that benefit your health by changing overall composition of the microbiota. They have the power to improve the gut microbiota in individuals with imbalance, such as after being compromised following antibiotic treatment. That's a good example. You always want to replace it after that, especially. Foods are the best way of improving gut flora. However, it doesn't always hurt to add in a supplement when you're trying to correct any kind of imbalance until you get to the level that you need and you're stable. Okay, so that was quick and hopefully informative, and hopefully you enjoyed the class tonight. I love sharing this topic with people, and if you have any questions, let me know. Type them in the chat. That way I can answer those for you. Let me stop this share real fast. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, and you can type them in the chat, and I will definitely answer those for you. And if not, you know where to find me. You can find us in our group. You can find us on email, text us, Facebook message me, whatever. I'm here to help you. And, if you haven't experienced the new Organo BU skincare line, absolutely amazing. It's like luxury in a bottle. So if you want some samples, let me know, and I'd be glad to send those to you, a little sample of that. But that definitely helps skincare, especially when you're eliminating toxins. Like I said, 16 products before you leave the house, and most of those are going to be extremely toxic, and they can cause endocrine disrupting and even, cause cancer. So reducing your chemicals that you put on or in your body is essential for any kind of healthy journey. So if we don't have any questions, I hope to see you next time. There is a question here. You're welcome, Vicki. Thank you so much for joining me. You're always here. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me tonight.